15 reasons you do not like being around other people. Hey there everyone, it's Kyle, and in today's video, we'll dive into a deeply personal topic. You might have found yourself thinking, I just don't enjoy being around other people, and wondered why that is. Connecting with others and building relationships can be tough when you feel adverse to socializing. This struggle can easily become overwhelming and negatively impact your mental health. If you've ever been curious about why you feel this way, or how to overcome the unease, you're in the right place. We're going to explore 15 insightful reasons that might shed light on your feelings. And most importantly, we'll delve into various coping strategies that can help you conquer your social apprehensions. But before we get started, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more empowering content to guide you through life's challenges. Don't forget to comment, I've subscribed, so we can thank you. Number 15. Other people give you anxiety. Do you purposely avoid people or experience extreme anxiety in a lot of social settings? You should consider whether you might have a social anxiety disorder. If it's difficult for you to engage in straightforward social tasks like making small talk with others at work, family gatherings, or school, it is definitely a possibility. You can also take an online test to learn more about your social habits and whether you present signs of anxiety. Social anxiety disorder, also known as social phobia, is a mental health problem. But don't worry, this disorder has been extensively researched, and there are treatments and therapies available which can help you tackle it. Being among others is often challenging for those with social anxiety disorder. It's a phobia that may have an impact on all daily activities and interpersonal connections. If you suspect you may suffer from this anxiety, we strongly encourage you to seek help from a professional, as this can provide great relief and life-changing benefits. Number 14. You do not want to be around your social circle. We occasionally become preoccupied with the lives and desires of other people, especially those we consider friends. It can be very difficult to realize when you have outgrown a friendship group, or even harder to walk away. Always remember that your friends should uplift, encourage, and make you feel good about yourself. If you consistently come away from meetups feeling low, frustrated, or drained, it's definitely time to reevaluate your social circle. Number 13. Meeting people is hard, so you hate socializing. It's challenging to meet new people, especially if you struggle with social issues. You may find that your social interactions always end up with having to meet someone new or be introduced to a new group. And this lack of continuity is exhausting for you. Just know that you're not alone. Many people find meeting new people difficult. You may find it helpful to make a small list of things that you can say to new people. Memorize a few icebreakers to make things easier. The best thing is to have a few questions prepared. Getting others to talk about themselves take the pressure off you so you can relax. And people love talking about themselves, so they will probably be happy too. Number 12. Depression sidelines you from social activities. Depression can lead to social withdrawal or a lack of desire to be around others. It makes you feel miserable and keeps you from interacting with others. When you do interact with others, you may find you push them away. Maintaining intimate connections and making new acquaintances can feel like an uphill battle if you're suffering from depression. Missed opportunities to grow your network and form meaningful relationships with others can stem from social anxiety. You could feel frustrated, hopeless, unhappy, and disappointed when you don't have people in your life. You may feel like you're missing out, and these emotions can cause you to become depressed. Many experts think that social anxiety might aggravate a social phobia and lead to depression. Don't let social difficulties and depression prevent you from going about your daily activities. If you think you're suffering from anxiety or depression, it's important to seek therapy. Number 11. You are an introvert who struggles around people. For some, socializing comes naturally, while others treasure solitude and personal space. If you identify as an introvert, being constantly engaged in social activities can be downright draining. You might often find yourself craving quiet moments to recharge, but your packed social calendar doesn't seem to allow it. Navigating social gatherings can be particularly challenging for introverts, as their natural inclination for thoughtful communication might clash with the spontaneous nature of these events. Whether it's meetings, interviews, or casual conversations, introverts often need extra time to reflect before articulating their thoughts. Embrace your unique communication style and know that it brings a valuable perspective to the table. You just need to make sure that you plan your social events carefully so you don't become burnt out. Number 10. You need to recharge longer before socializing more. Social interaction might be taxing for some people, Recharging the social batteries is the best course of action. If not, there can be negative consequences from not recharging. If being around others overwhelms you, get away from them and spend some time by yourself. Being emotionally and mentally exhausted can make you shy away from social situations, or even worse. If you're forced to socialize while feeling depleted, the interactions may go badly and make you want to hide away in a cave somewhere. Make sure not to overdo it and choose your social interactions carefully. There is no rule that says you have to be socializing all the time. Number 9. It is hard to find people you are compatible with. A major factor when you say, "I don't like being around people," could just be the fact that you haven't connected with the right people. There are a few indicators that signal you're not meeting compatible people. You don't sense a connection, you can't identify anything in common, and you quickly get tired of talking to them. You might be amazed at the difference you notice in yourself when you socialize with the right people. The best advice for meeting like-minded people is to consider your interests and see if there are any activities relevant to them. If you can find a local group to join that focuses on these hobbies, then you may find people who do enjoy spending time with. Number 8. You enjoy being alone, and that's important to acknowledge. Relishing time alone can be a rejuvenating experience. It's essential to recognize that constant communication with others might become exhausting, and solitude offers a much-needed reprieve from social obligations. Unwittingly, you might compromise your own plans or comfort to accommodate others when you're constantly surrounded by people. Sometimes, all you need is a tranquil evening or a weekend by yourself where your own happiness takes center stage. By embracing solitude, you give yourself the opportunity to recharge and indulge in activities that truly bring you joy. Recognizing the value in spending so much time alone is an important step towards striking the perfect balance between socializing and self-care. Number 7. You have had bad past social experiences. Negative social experiences from the past can cast a long shadow, making you hesitant to engage with others. Perhaps you've grappled with demanding friendships or been exploited in some way. Fears of criticism and rejection may still linger, fueling your apprehension. Opening up to others and revealing your vulnerability can be daunting, especially if you're haunted by past experiences. The thought of facing similar situations can make it difficult to let others into your life. If you feel weighed down by these past events, consider seeking professional help. A therapist or counselor can guide you through the process of healing, empowering you to rebuild trust in others and move forward with confidence. Number 6. The link between low self-worth and social discomfort. It's often said that aversion to others can stem from a deeper dissatisfaction with oneself. When you struggle with self-acceptance, it becomes all too easy to focus on the flaws, both in yourself and others. If you're not feeling great about yourself or those around you, it might lead to a limited social circle. To counteract these feelings, focus on enhancing your self-worth and nurturing a more optimistic outlook. Keep in mind that positivity and self-confidence are infectious qualities. Be aware that feelings of worthlessness and depression may be signs that you need extra support, which can come from friends, family, or professional help. Number 5. Having toxic friends can make you feel anxious. Our emotional well-being is significantly influenced by our relationships with friends, who ideally should make us feel accepted and understood. However, it unfortunately is not uncommon for us to find ourselves spending a lot of time with a toxic person. Spending time and energy on a toxic relationship can have detrimental effects on your mental health. If you find yourself disliking social interactions, take a moment to evaluate your friendships. It's possible that their toxic nature is clouding your perception, making socializing a more daunting prospect than it needs to be. Number 4. You hate boring conversations and small talk. Some people despise small talk and filler conversations because they believe them to be ineffective. Others may dislike it because they lack the necessary skills to take part. Perhaps engaging in small talk wears you out, leaves you with nothing to contribute to others. People stay home or leave events early for any of these reasons. Many introverts are known for this behavior. Number 3. You expect people to be perfect, but it's unrealistic. People are clumsy and flawed. You're setting yourself up for failure and never being content if you want to be with someone who constantly agrees with you or says the correct thing. If you want to succeed socially, there are some things that you must be prepared for. Have you ever heard yourself say or think such as, "I'm very disappointed in John since he was going to contact me, but he took 2 weeks to call." Or, "Emily and I had dinner arrangements, but she changed them. I won't ever ask anything from her again." It's easy to fall into the trap of expecting too much from others. Consider being more tolerant, accepting, and content with how things turn out, even when it's not perfect. You know yourself how tiring social engagements can be, and many others feel the same. Allow people the time and space to socialize at their own pace. Number 2. You can't be yourself around people. We sometimes feel that being ourselves around other people is impossible. Perhaps you have a fear that others won't accept you for who you really are. You might question the value of socializing if you find that you're just pretending to be someone else. Well, as we've already stated, sometimes all you really need is to find a true connection with people you genuinely get along with. If you've spent a lot of your life changing who you are to suit other people's desires, this is likely a huge factor in why you don't like being around others. Number 1. Setting boundaries with people is hard for you. At some point in our lives, we've all been people pleasers. Although being helpful is a fantastic quality, you could be putting yourself under stress since you don't want to offend anyone. You will probably save time and social energy by establishing limits, though. You shouldn't spend all of your emotional, mental, and physical resources on just one or a small number of individuals. A lack of boundaries with others can result in mental and physical exhaustion, according to several psychologists. Stop sacrificing too much of your time and energy for others who drag you into their draining habits. In a world that values extroversion and socialization, it can be easy to forget that some individuals simply don't enjoy being around other people very much. For those who experience social anxiety, introversion, or past trauma, solitude can be a refuge and a place to recharge and reflect. Being alone does not make a person weak or antisocial. It's just the way they're wired. As poet Rumi once said, "The quieter you become, the more you can hear." So let us honor and respect those who prefer their own company. There certainly are a lot of advantages to spending time alone. Many of the great thinkers throughout history were introverted after all. This brings us to the end of the video. If you have any feedback, please let me know in the comments section below. And while you're at it, like and subscribe to my channel for more videos. See you in the next one.